When it comes to movies about witches, very few are nearly as popular as the cult classic we're discussing today. With one of the best cast ever assembled, a simple coming-of-age movie involving witchcraft has gone on to define the goth and alternative aesthetic as we know it in pop culture. Amazing acting, visuals, and an awesome soundtrack mixed together perfectly and created a wholly original experience that is truly timeless, while still feeling like a product of the 90s that only could have been created at that time. With no further ado, let's dive into this kick-ass movie with a returning special guest, the one and only Steph from the Final Girlz with a Z. Yo, what it do, everybody? Welcome back to Fandom Frequency. It has been a minute. We have been on a little bit of a short hiatus, but we're back, and I got a special guest here with me today. As you guys can see from the title of the video itself, I got Steph from the Final Girlz channel back here doing another retro type of review with yours truly. I'm your host, Will, and on her channel over there on the Final Girlz, they do reactions to horror films, all different types of subgenres, if you will, and they didn't grow up with horror movies either, so they're coming into these first time blind and have really kind of embraced the genre and really become a part of the community and things like that. Their channel has been growing exponentially, which has been really cool to see. I actually got to catch up on some of y'all's reactions because you've been doing some really cool ones that I need to check out for sure, picking a lot of my favorites. So it's going to be awesome, guys. So make sure you check out the link below in the actual description so you can check out all of their content over there. And they're going to be doing plenty of stuff. And you'll be seeing stuff on the channel again because we're back in full swing, baby. We're back here and it's spooky season. So, of course,
Yay.
we got to get into the horror bag. And me and Steph talk about other genres and things like that. And we will moving forward too. But today, we got to get into it, man. It's The Craft from 1996. This is definitely what they would call a cult classic, or maybe just a straight up classic, if you will. Came out in 96, like I mentioned, and that was a big year for the actual genre itself. Obviously, Neve Campbell was doing double duty in this movie, and she was the star of Scream. So that was kind of like a big shift in the genre. I kind of remember even as a little kid and things kind of getting more popular again and things
Her
like
and
that.
Skeet Ulrich both.
Good point. Skeet too, man. Oh, Skeet over there. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, Skeet Ulrich doing this and Scream back to back as well. That's another big aspect of it. So it's pretty crazy seeing the legacy that this has kind of been able to build in almost 30 years now, exactly, and things like that. And for those that don't know, actually, Steph had never seen this movie all the way through before, so this is going to be her first time experience. And we'll also get into my first time seeing it as well, but it wasn't as recent. But overall, for you, Steph, kind of knowing about this movie for so long, probably knowing about it obviously before I did and
Oh,
everything
yeah.
too. Well, what did you think about it? Like when you just finished watching it for the first time, like did it live up to the hype? Like, did you kind of get why it kind of has the fandom that it does?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I had always seen like bits and pieces of it. So it's
Right.
not like I wasn't completely unfamiliar with the movie.
Yeah, of course.
Um and I like Faruza Balk, I like Nev Campbell. I like the cast. I
Yep.
do. I
Rachel
like all
True.
four of those girls. You
Mhm.
know, but like I said, I had never really sat down. I just never, for whatever reason, just never sat down and just watched the whole thing from front to end. I've always seen it's always been either playing at somebody's place or I've walked
Right.
in on different portions if it's been playing at home or just but so being able to watch it completely through, it wasn't as disjointed.
Right, right. That's true.
So,
'Cause
yeah.
had you seen the ending before?
No.
Okay, that's cool. That's always a perfect way to do it. I always feel like if you just don't see the ending, it's like you still have that really cool experience when you sit down to watch it either way. Even if you hated it, it still gives you like, "Okay, now I see where all this is going."
Yeah. Yeah, so no, I had never seen the ending before.
Okay.
So so yeah, but I had seen like stabs of things like um when I forget the actress's name when she's on the diving board and
Oh, Rachel True?
the yeah, yeah. And when the blonde bullies are, making fun of her and stuff like that. So I remember seeing that part, the hair falling out. And I remember seeing like, yeah, just like I said, like weird things. And I'm just like, Okay.
Got you, got you.
Watching them do a couple of their incantations and stuff like that.
Okay, like on the beach?
Yeah, saw them, yeah, doing some of that type of stuff. Like I said, I never saw the whole thing all the way through.
Got you,
Saw them
got you.
stealing from the metaphysical store, but which is never a good idea either.
Yeah,
But we can
I
go into that more when we get to that part of the movie. But no,
yeah,
it was
sure.
nice to sit down and actually watch the whole thing, especially considering I consider myself to be a little on the witchy side too,
Yeah, I
and
was gonna
whatnot.
say.
So
I was gonna mention that. I was gonna say
yeah.
you know more about this and how accurate and kinda to it actually is than I would, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, and I could also see the teenage girls not knowing exactly what they're getting themselves into,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and because
Teenagers
they're not
become
as yeah, educated on the spirit realm and things like that, and things that can go wrong.
the repercussions of, certain spirits or things that you're trying to connect
Absolutely,
to
and
or
a lot of it's
back
karma, the
Mhm.
things you do to people, it comes back around.
Yep, and
And this
Rick
movie
Johnson
did
says that,
show
man.
that pretty well.
Yeah, 100%, man. But yeah, so I kind of had a similar experience to you in that regard because I saw this for the first time about 10 years ago, like I mentioned to you earlier off camera and whatnot. And I had just seen like little bits and pieces, and I had seen like a lot of pictures of Firuza Balk. I think I feel like she's the one person I see from this movie the most. Understandably
Mhm.
so, since she's kind of the, like, most, kind of the most interesting and fun character to watch and kinda is the main character of the movie, even though Robin Tunney kinda is the protagonist, if you will, or kinda the hero. So I always find that interesting that everyone else kinda gets overshadowed, even Nev Campbell to a certain point, because I knew about Nev Campbell for years and didn't even realize she was in this movie until
Oh,
I
yeah.
watched it, on whatever streaming service it was on, like, 10 years ago. I was like, "Oh, shit, I forgot, like, Nev's in this movie." And she technically
Yeah.
did that movie before Scream. So I was like, "Oh shit, like that's crazy." So, but yeah, like I kind of felt the same way. Like overall, like it was just like, okay, it's cool to finally sit down and really experience the whole story and kind of how the whole witchcraft plays a role in the movie and how it's kind of like a typical like kind of 90s teen movie, but it has like
Yeah.
that horror kind of supernatural side
Cool
to it,
vibe.
which is a
Mhm.
really cool vibe and everything. And it's just super 90s, which is up my alley because as some of you may not know, I'm a 90s kid, so anything 90s, I'm all into it. And the whole
Yes, please.
90s vibe, yeah. And I was gonna say, you were around for that whole thing too, so it's like you were
Oh, yeah.
probably around, maybe around their age, I guess, right? Or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
like when they were of the characters at the time. And
So that was another thing too, is as a teenager, I would not have been allowed to watch that movie.
oh, right, that's right. I forget that you actually weren't allowed to watch a lot of this stuff. That is right.
Yeah, so yeah, especially with it being about witchcraft and things like that, I would not have been able to touch it
Mhm.
with a 10-foot pole because yeah, I don't know how many of your listeners know I'm a preacher's kid. My dad was a Pentecostal evangelist, so
Right. So they
preacher's
were
girl
they were
turned
serious.
witchy girl, so
Hey, I'm sure you're not the only one out there. I'm sure you're not the only one. All you
oh,
witches,
absolutely
tap
not
in
the only
below. Tap in below if you got a preacher dad, man. I wanna know about it. But yeah, so I mean, it's just it was just a cool vibe. Like it was just like, dang, like this is really cool. Like I totally get why this is one of those really popular movies and probably the most popular witch movie, I'd say, in these last
at
30
the
years.
time.
Yeah, like even maybe
Uh,
now. Maybe.
yeah,
Hocus
no,
Pocus,
because
I
you
would
do
say a little bit
you
of
you
run.
still have the witch,
That's
live
true.
life deliciously, you
Yeah,
know?
that's true. I feel like that one's a little more some people don't really dig it. Like, I think it's a little too like, some people think it's
Well,
too boring.
it's a completely different feeling and a different vibe and
Like, it's really about
whatnot
that time.
than the craft. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But it feels like this or Hocus Pocus, like, those are the witch movies, like, at least to me, and maybe that's just my age or something, but it's just like those were the witch movies because I even remember seeing Hocus Pocus, which we may get into actually on the channel, so I won't give away my thoughts or feelings about it right now.
I was
But,
gonna say we talked about it.
yeah. I don't wanna reveal it for them because 'cause I'm like, I would like to do that on the channel because 'cause it's been 20 freaking years or something since I watched it, so who knows? I
And
may
it's another one that
enjoy
I've
it
never
for
sat down and watched all the way through.
oh, there you go.
It's
So, yeah.
another one of those that I've seen just stabs of it to kinda know who's who
Yeah.
and whatnot, but
Yes.
I've never actually sat down and watched it from front to finish.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. It was in school. We weren't supposed to watch it actually, but my teacher brought it anyway. I went to Christian school even as well, so more Christian knowledge for you peoples out there. But yeah, man. So I mean, just going through not literally scene by scene, but kind of going through the movie, if you will. I love the way that the movie just picks up and it gets straight into it and you're just witchcraft shit right away. We're here. You get introduced to, Robin Tunney's character and everything like that, and how she's the new girl in the town. And I love the way that they set up Fairuza Balk and Nev Campbell and Rachel True to be like those outcasts and kind of people are like intimidated by them and kind of weirded out by them and everything like that. And I just love the way that they set up that juxtaposition to where she feels like she's an outsider coming into a new school, coming into a new place, and obviously, she has her own connections to witchcraft as well, even in a deeper sense than they do. So
Well,
I
yeah,
like that
because
from Harry Potter.
she has kind of a because she's a they call her a natural witch.
Yeah,
So it's in her blood, whereas
they're mugbloods over here. You know what I'm
whereas
saying?
the other girls were kind of just learning, I mean, I believe my belief is we all have a power, but it's different when it's kind of like an innate, just a natural thing
So you can't help but
versus
tap into it
picking up books and just learning how to do it. Yeah.
for your own nefarious purposes as well, not even for the sake of, oh, I want to learn
Exactly.
something new or something like that, or I want to develop a different skill set. And that's obviously the brilliance of this movie to me is just with teenagers, man. Like you're so short sighted and vain in like what you're trying to do with a lot of these things and just in life in general that I love the way that that plays out. But also, you do understand where they're coming from because, especially Fairuza Balk's character of Nancy Downs, she's going through a terrible time at home. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh yeah.
terrible. Mom's just not living a
They're
good life, just substance
yeah.
abuse, getting abused
Yep.
by her stepdad or
Yep.
whatever, mom's boyfriend and shit like that. I've seen that happen with my friends and things growing up. So it's like just terrible to be dealing with that shit. And it's like everyone treats her bad at school and things like that. She can't get with the one guy that she obviously wants to get with and Skeet Ulrich because he's interested in, you know.
So, and then you see the jealousy that she has for Robin's character.
Mhm.
So we got Nancy. I'm so bad with names.
I feel you
It's
on that. Depending on
Veruza.
the movie, it's Sarah, who's Robin Tunney,
Yeah,
Bonnie is Nev Campbell.
Bonnie
I gotta look up Rachel
Campbell.
True. Rochelle. That's funny. It's almost her actual name.
Yeah,
So yeah.
and so you see Nancy's jealousy of Sarah because one, she's a natural witch,
Mhm.
and then two, because of the love interest.
Yep. Old Skeet Skeet over here, man. He's over here causing
Mhm.
love triangles
And
going on.
as much as she needs, and then I almost feel like I feel like she kind of likes Sarah. I don't think she completely disliked her,
No, not at
but you
first at
see
all.
that
No.
she's using her in order to get to where she wanted, because I believe that Nancy was basically the ringleader,
Oh, for sure.
which
Yeah.
is
Like,
probably why we see her as the more prominent character, because she's the ringleader of her coven.
for sure, for sure. And I like the way that that plays out and just that presence that she has and just having that authority in her performance and everything like that, just showing just like Fairuza Balk just be killing it, man. Like whether it's
Oh, she's a great
Waterboy, this,
actress.
yeah. And I had
I'm
the
sad
pleasure
we
of
don't
meeting
see
her.
much of her today.
I know, man. Like, I feel like she does that on purpose, though. I feel like she's not as interested, I guess, in the industry from what I gathered. Because I did meet her briefly at a con one time. Uh,
Okay.
she was really super chill and everything like that. But she did mention that I heard her talking to what's her name, Daphne Zuniga and stuff like that about like what she's been up to and all that. And they're both kind of like got one foot in and out of the industry, so to speak. So I guess she just wasn't as interested in doing stuff really at this age. And I kind of feel like three of the four of them are kind of like that. I think Nev Campbell's really the only one that keeps consistently
Yeah.
working.
And what's crazy is at the same time, Nev Campbell also went on to do Charmed,
Oh
which was more
shit,
witches.
that's right. Damn,
Yeah.
when did that come out? That was crazy. I forgot about that show. Freaking yeah, man, that's insane. But and Rachel
Yeah, and
True does
what's
think
even crazier is I don't know, I think they used the same song from Morrissey in Charmed as they did for The Craft.
they did. And I actually do
Yeah.
remember, I saw it in the other way around because I saw Charmed first, and then I saw The Craft, and I was like, "Wait a minute." But obviously, since it's
Yeah.
older, it came first, and then Rachel True even said that the show is a ripoff of the movie. Like, she straight up
Oh,
has said that in
really?
interviews before, yeah, because she was, like, joking around saying that in an interview and saying, like, they pretty much took our aesthetic, the same song and kind of the similar concept, and then kinda did their own long form
And the
version of
same
it.
actress.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you use a lot of it's like the same shit. So it's like that in and of itself always proved to me kind of the legacy of it and kind of seeing it in retrospect. I'm like, this is pretty it's a pretty influential a movie for sure. But
Absolutely.
which I never liked Charmed like all that much. Like it was okay, but you know.
I would
But
sneak and
anyway.
watch it every so often.
Yep. And then you got Rose McGowan from Scream also in there. So it's crazy how all these people just kept working on the same stuff
Kind of
together.
kind of kept doing the same stuff together. Yeah.
Yep. They're like
Yeah.
the what was that, the Brat Pack? They're like that.
Yeah, because you had them, you had even with if you want to keep going down that you've got like Sarah Michelle Gellar and
Mhm. Jennifer
um
Love Hewitt.
yeah, Matthew Lillard and all of those all together, basically all of them were all doing all the same stuff at the same time.
Yeah, it's crazy,
But
man.
but that's a whole other
Yep. Oh, don't forget Breckin
thing.
Meyer, man. Don't forget Breckin Meyer. That guy is
Yeah.
everywhere. But yeah. As we digress here. But
We
yeah,
we
man.
have a way of doing this.
Hey, people are here for the tangents. That's what the people come for. That's been a staple of this channel since the beginning. You guys
Yeah.
know I love a good tangent. But let's see. But yeah, so as we were getting into the girls and everything like that, and just the way that they kind of or Nancy kind of takes Sarah under her wing in a certain sense to kind of leech off of her and her natural innate abilities with it, so that way they can kind of
Um,
become better at it themselves
I
in the way
liked
that
that Bonnie actually figured her out first.
yeah. Yep. Yeah, she was very what do they call that? The very observant one and everything like that. And her being kind of the quiet one that kind of made a lot of sense to me too. Like she would be probably the one to notice that where Nancy's going to be like, "Ah, this girl is just quiet and shy over here. She's not going to pay any attention." But Bonnie was like, "Nah, like there's something up with this girl. Like I think we should definitely get her involved here." And she's talking to your boy
Yeah.
Skeet Skeet over there, so she can go ahead and twat swat her real quick and then get her in the coven and all that stuff. And then, but yeah, but just seeing them kind of build their kind of group dynamic throughout the first half of the movie, I thought was really, really cool. And it really felt authentic to when a kid comes
Yeah.
into school and you kind of meet your new friends in that school year and you kind of form that bond. And I thought, even though they were doing it through some nefarious means, it was a lot more innocent at first and kind of getting their comeuppance on the bullies and stuff like that, which I was bullied in the past. So I like seeing a bully get their
Me
karma, get
too.
their just due. You know what I'm saying? You know what's up. And homegirl over there, the blonde girl that was bullying Rochelle, she was actually in Friends too. I think in a as Ross's girlfriend for a little while. Another fun
Yeah.
fact. Yeah, some good '90s stuff. Some more '90s knowledge for you Gen Zers out there. But yeah, man, and just seeing them like getting to the whole witchcraft element of it and actually see the spells start to work and stuff like Bonnie healing her scars and everything like that and Rochelle making homegirl lose her hair and all that, and then homegirl making Skeet Skeet obsessed with her, which I knew from the second she did that. I was like, this is gonna backfire. I thought he was gonna
That's
become the
not gonna
villain.
be a good thing.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna be a villain, and then Nancy was gonna take him out. That was where I thought it was going, which it did, but he wasn't the
Kinda
full on.
did.
Yeah, he wasn't the full villain though. Nancy is, but I was kind of thinking maybe Skeet will be the villain, and then Nancy's gonna make like a heel turn kind of later on in the thing, and then Sarah has to take her down. But I was almost right. But essentially, with all that and everything, it all seems like innocent at first, but then when everything starts to take that darker turn, and then Nancy starts to get a little bit more kind of vindictive in a way and things like that. Sarah kind of realizes like, oh shit, like this isn't good. And now we're starting to fuck with some things that we don't fully understand here. And we're going to be kind of getting to that point of no return. Even the lady at the metaphysical shop tells her this and warns her about this. Like, y'all fucking with some bad juju over here, man. It's like, put that
Yeah,
Ouija
well, the
board away.
thing is too is it is not a good idea to steal these things.
That too, right, they weren't even paying for it. They were stealing the shit.
Yeah, and well, the fact is, but I'm just like, I don't know. I guess in my own beliefs, when you're stealing things and whatnot, things are going to automatically backfire on you too.
Mhm. Yeah, for
Because
sure.
I don't believe that anything of metaphysical or anything like that should be free if you're going somewhere, or if you're even getting services from somebody, it should be
Right.
paid for, even if it's a couple dollars. Or if
Exactly.
you're even if you're tipping them like a dollar or something, it's still
Exactly.
it should be
Or if
paid
they even
for.
ask the
And
lady,
I
"Hey."
don't believe this. You're going to upset spirits and things like that too by stealing, and
Mhm.
it's more karma.
Yep. And that was the whole thing too, where I was like, I remember thinking like, oh, maybe a spirit's gonna come to get him or something like that too. When I was like, Skeet got taken out, I was like, oh shit, maybe a spirit's gonna start possessing Nancy, and then that's why she starts flipping out. But I like they didn't go that route because that would be a little more cliche. And I like that Nancy was just kind of just going Anakin Skywalker on him, like just
Well,
embracing the
she
dark
was
side.
kind of spiraling, but I think a lot of that had to do with her upbringing and
Yeah,
things like that too. I mean, it just there's only so much that the mind can take, the mind and body can
yeah.
handle
She
before
literally
you
killed that dude,
spiral.
man. Like not
Yeah,
even
well,
Skeet, like
and that,
her stepdad or whatever it
exactly.
was.
And so I think she had some mental things that needed to be handled.
Oh yeah, she definitely needed some better help. That is for sure. But this is way before people were very were very
Yeah,
mental
well,
health
yeah,
conscious.
and back then, honestly, therapy and stuff like that back then wasn't talked about,
Nope,
or it was
not at
looked
all.
down upon. Mhm.
Even when I was growing up in the 2000s even, like, it was like it started kind of making that transition, but yeah, man, like, people
Mhm.
weren't out there really seeking therapy, and if they were, they weren't trying to tell anybody about it, you know what I mean? And
No.
people were just trying to suppress the emotions, you know? So that's the thing too that I like in this movie, that they all kinda have that. They all kinda have this
Yeah.
trauma or these things that they're dealing with, and I think Sarah had lost her mom, right? So
Yes, well, Sarah lost her mom during childbirth.
childbirth, right. So that's another thing
Yeah,
that's super duper
so
traumatic, like.
yeah, yeah, so but you find out that, Sarah's mother was also a natural witch, so it was
Mhm.
kind of passed on.
Exactly, and that's another thing I liked the way that they tied it in. It was almost like it was fate for her to move there and meet these people, you know what I mean? So it always kind
Yeah.
of felt like they were kinda intrinsically tied together in some weird way.
And I believe that people come into your I believe people come in and out of your life as you need them and things like that too. And
100%.
so even meeting these girls was probably trying to show her to step into her power.
Exactly, and how to use it for good, like her mom did, you know what I mean? And be the I don't know if there's, like, a term for bad witches or good witches or whatever, but to be
I
one
don't
of the good ones.
believe that there is such thing as like, well, they call them like white witches, black witches, whatever, but I don't
Okay,
believe every single human has
both, you know?
has light and dark in them, so it's not fair to call them one or the other.
Exactly. Take notes, Jedi. Get off your high horse. Dark side. Oh, yeah. What are you trying to say, George Lucas? No, I'm just playing. But start a petition over here. But yeah, man. So it's just the way that that all comes together, and like we were mentioning too, with some of the side characters and some of the other actors too. Really cool to see a lot of actors like back in the day, back in their prime and whatnot. You know, you got Breckenmeyer who popped up in a whole bunch of '90s movies.
Yeah,
And like we mentioned, obviously with old Skeet Skeet there, and he's actually pretty active today. He does a lot more TV than film actually, and I got a chance to meet him and Matthew Lillard at the same convention actually, which was pretty cool. And he was
that would be
a
pretty cool.
pretty quiet guy. Like he's very reserved. And then Matthew Lillard, he's always super high energy and was super
More
cool guy.
animated.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool
So
because they kind of balance each other out.
yeah, 100%. Like even when they do
Yeah,
like
because
the
even when you
scream.
saw them in Scream, I mean, to see the way their personalities kind of balanced out each other.
100%,
Yeah.
and they've never matched that ever since in Scream, even though I love a lot of the
Mhm.
sequels. I feel like they never matched that dynamic,
A
but
new one coming up.
Scream 7, that is right. Damn, it's like 4 months away? Can't believe it. 30th
Mhm.
anniversary, man. I can't believe it. For both of,
Yeah,
the movie we're talking about now and Scream. I just man, feels like just yesterday. I
yeah.
watched that in, like, 99, 2000. Feels like just
It's
yesterday.
crazy that we're still getting more.
Yeah, I never would have thought it, but it's like Freddie Michael and Jason, Ghostface is kinda the new big icon, I guess you could say, or has been for a while, but it's kinda crazy to
Mhm.
see how it's, transcended, the culture and everything like that, and even with this movie itself, like, a lot of the iconography, even just the poster itself is, like, a very iconic
Oh,
image, you know what I
yeah.
mean? And Fairuza Balk's, like,
Oh,
makeup and
absolutely.
look, like, girls are copying that to this day,
Yeah,
and
well,
they
the
weren't even
'90s are
born yet.
back out. The '90s have been back in for a couple years now.
Yes, I knew it. Last decade was the '80s, and I've been
It's
saying that
so
since, like,
funny
2014.
it's so funny because I've gone shopping for clothes and they're considered Y2K.
Yeah, I'm like, "What in the hell, man?" I'm like,
I'm
"That's the
like,
that's the word, yeah."
"When did I haven't heard this term in how long?"
For reals. I remember hearing that
And
too. I know
so
it's always
they're
young.
they're putting out clothing now saying it's Y2K, and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, they're doing
We didn't
events and doing that too, or all kinds of stuff, like, it's like Y2K is the term now, which is kinda funny how
Yeah.
that was the 2012 of its era, but now that's the nostalgia term. But yeah, man, like all this stuff in the '90s, even just the alternative aesthetic, I feel like, and goth stuff and things like that is super back in now. So the movie was like of its time, but also kind of timeless at the same time in a
Oh,
weird
yeah.
way, which I don't even know if the director even was envisioning that or trying to go for something like that. But it's crazy how like that all comes back around full circle.
Mhm. Well, like you said, though, this is also a cult classic. Yeah,
Yeah,
and, like
for sure, for
yeah.
sure. Because
This
I
the
think it,
movie, I feel like it's timeless.
it really is like because I watched it damn, like 10 years ago from now, and it still played well, and I watched it again we watched it again this week ourselves here, and it still plays just as good, like, it doesn't feel like some movies, like, I love from the '80s and '90s, and obviously, they just feel very dated, right? But you
Yeah,
grew
well,
up
there
with
were
it.
some things in it where there are
I guess there are some stuff, yeah.
there was a few things in there that I kinda laughed at,
Like what?
oh, so when they're trying to summon Manon,
Uh-huh.
they're go the spirit that there I don't even know if it's a real spirit. I need to look that up. Um, but when they're, trying to summon the spirit Manon, and they're on the beach, and the next morning we see all the sharks that are washed up, and you
Yeah,
have all these what was funny is you have, like, this great white they're all lined up perfectly,
that is
like,
very true.
perfectly spaced, and then you had, like, a great white, then you had a hammerhead, and then you had and I'm like, I don't think we have all
That's
of these different species
that's a great point because I remember just studying about
of
sharks
them
a little bit.
all in
Yeah,
one area.
that's a very good point. I'm like, some of those
At
are
least
damn near extinct, if
I've
not.
never heard of us and this was supposed to be in Los Angeles, so I've
Yeah,
never heard of our beaches having or our waters having hammerheads. Could I be am I
no.
wrong? Tell us
I'm
down there
pretty
if
sure
I'm
you're right.
wrong.
Uh, I'm pretty sure you're right. I don't think they're around our area. That's
I
just
mean,
like
I've
aquariums and
gone
shit, so
swimming with the leopard sharks,
mhm.
but
No, I'm
they're
pretty sure
harmless.
you're right. Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair point. And some of the CGI obviously looks '90s, but yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, but yeah, but it's like I feel like some movies like are so dated where it's like it almost like wouldn't play well if you just saw it the first time now. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to think of a good example. Like
Oh my god, this one absolutely still plays well. It's like,
you
yeah,
know,
you can sit down and it's an easy one to sit down and just enjoy. Yeah.
yeah. Like if you're a kid getting into horror or things like that, it will
Yeah.
be like kind of creepy, but not like crazy, like you're doing some A24 type shit. But at the same
Yeah.
time, it's like good gateway horror. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the same time, and even
Yeah,
like,
'cause
are you familiar with the Hex Girls?
so
It's like they're like these witch characters from Scooby Doo from back in the '90s. Like they did these straight to
oh,
video
okay.
movies. Yeah, straight to video. Yeah, like VHS movies, and they did one where they went to Salem, and there's these girl rock stars that are like witches too, and they perform as the name Hex Girls. And a lot of people
Oh,
draw comparisons with them and The Craft, which a lot of people say like the people that worked on Scooby Doo probably got influence from this movie to put them in there, or even maybe Hocus Pocus as well. And I was like, I could definitely see that because I think those came out the Scooby Doo things in like 98, 99. So I was like,
okay.
even that influence kind of permeates to
Yes,
today.
yeah, I
And
wasn't really watching Scooby-Doo then, I was
I
watching
feel you.
the old Hanna-Barbera
Oh yeah,
in
the 60s. Yeah. I'm a big
the
Scooby Doo
'80s, yeah,
head. I've watched maybe not like the most current stuff, but I've watched almost every iteration actually because I loved it growing up.
that's cool.
And then obviously I was a youngin during the live action movies, so I went to see those in the theater, things like that.
I was gonna
Uh
say, I did watch the live action ones, because I thought they were well done,
yeah,
but
they're fun, man. I love it, man. Matthew
they're a
Lillard
lot of fun.
literally should have got an Academy Award for becoming a cartoon character. I swear,
Reggie,
man. Raggy, Raggy. That guy did
Reggie.
a good job, and then you got, Michelle Gellar and Velma, man. I was like, "Hey, Velma ain't never looked like this before." Let me tell you what. Now Linda
I'd
Cardellini.
say Velma's the hot one.
Mhm.
Little curvy thing.
She gives
Look.
Sarah Michelle Gellar a run for her money, I'll tell you what. To this day, too. I would even say, I'd probably give Linda Cardellini the edge right now. But don't get mad in the comments, okay? I'm not objectifying anybody here. Just giving my opinion there. But yeah, it's interesting too. I was actually doing some behind the scenes research on the movie a little bit, see what I could find out about some certain things. And are you familiar with the director Andrew Fleming?
No.
Yeah, well, that's for good reason because he didn't really go on to do a whole lot after this movie, actually. But the one movie that he did do or he worked on that a lot of people do know is Easy A from 2010 with
Oh, okay, with,
gosh
oh,
darn it.
I can redhead.
Mhm. I can't believe I'm forgetting her name.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. Jeez, dude. Gosh, I'm so mad at myself. Zombieland and shit. But yeah, so
That's the thing,
he actually
sometimes she's
worked
a
on
redhead,
that.
sometimes she's a blonde, yes.
That's true. Old Gwen Stacy there. But yeah, so he worked on that film, and he also did the Nancy Drew movie back in like 2007 or something like that with Emma Roberts. So that wasn't like a popular movie, but I remember that coming out when I was a kid. But he hasn't really gone on to do very much. But I always thought that was kind of odd to me because I feel like he did a great job with this movie and really
He
directing
did a really
something
good
that,
job with this movie.
yeah, like it's really well shot. It's really well edited and things like that. The acting's good from everybody.
I was gonna say it was cast well.
Yeah, perfectly. And
Eh,
he was talking
yeah.
about that in an interview that came out within like the last couple years, and he was saying like some interesting things too about that was that Robin Tunney actually auditioned for the Bonnie role. But once
Mm,
he saw her footage and everything like that and saw her do her thing, he thought that it would be better to make her be Sarah, and everyone else on the crew thought the same thing. And then they ended up
okay.
offering it or having Nev Campbell audition for it, and then she got the part. So I thought that was really interesting because I was like, imagine you
Okay.
swapped those two, that'd be very intriguing because I could see that
Honestly,
working.
it could work, but I don't know, I liked it this way.
100%. And he said the same thing. He was like, "Yeah," I was like, "I think it worked out for the best." But and then Fairuza Balk, they offered it to her. Like the second because I think they knew about her from a couple other things, and they were like, "Yeah, that's Nancy right there." So she didn't even have to
Waterboy!
audition. Waterboy, yeah. Did that come out before? I think so, right?
No, I think it was after.
Was it?
Maybe sh
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, she got offered that role, so I thought that was really dope how like the best person probably in the movie literally got offered the part, which kind of made everything else come together. Um, and then
Well,
Rachel
I
True,
couldn't see Nancy being anybody else,
100%. They
to
said
be
the same
honest.
thing. They were like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
gotta be her." Like, hopefully she wants to do it. And he was saying he was so happy she was down to do it because he was like, I don't know what I would have did if I couldn't get her for that part because that probably would have totally changed everything.
It would have
I feel like
changed the complete dynamic of that. If Feruza hadn't been Nancy, it would have changed the full dynamic of that movie.
100%. Like
And
it's
I don't
in
think it would be anywhere near as iconic without Fairuza Balk.
Yeah, 100%. And I think a lot of that falls on her shoulders. And then I think Nev gets a little bit of that because of her other work and Scream and things like that. So it kind of makes people come back and revisit this movie as well. But I do feel like uh, uh, what's her name? I do feel like Rachel True gets a little overshadowed, kind of when people discuss the movie, and not that her acting was necessarily as good as Fairuza Balk, but I do think she had some really good moments in the film. And although
Mhm.
she's gone on to do things like Half Baked and things like that, I do feel like she does get a little bit overlooked compared to the other people in the movie, in a certain
Yeah.
sense. And I do wish in the movie she had a little bit more to do in regards to like kind of the back half of the story. But not like it's like a huge criticism or anything. But I do feel like that
Mhm.
the every time I watch it, like I wish she would have had a little bit more to do in the movie.
More,
But
yeah. Well, it was I feel like her and Bonnie both kind of had about the same involvement in the movie.
probably, which I kind of wish they had a little bit more agency in there, or
Mhm.
maybe would have pushed back against Nancy more, or would have doubled down and kind of got bought more into what she was doing and stuff like that. Because it seemed like they kind of flip flopped easily, kind of between like, okay, we're gonna back you up, Nancy, and then once Homegirl took you out, oh shit, okay, now we're gonna be cool with you and things like that. So I did feel like
Mhm.
they could have had a little bit more kind of character development or a little bit more stuff to do in the movie just a little bit. But overall, it was still really good. And
Yeah.
but yeah, and the freaking soundtrack is kick ass too,
The
which I'm surprised.
soundtrack is amazing. I mean, I didn't realize I mean, because I listen to I mean, I'm not a big Morrissey fan. I like his music. I don't like him. But
That's most people, I think.
but the fact that they had like Portishead and things like that in there too, because I'm a huge, 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 huge Portishead fan.
Oh yeah, I remember
And
you
I'm
mentioned
sitting there
that.
going, how come I never realized that Glory Box is in this song, is in this movie?
Yep. Yep. So
I
yeah, you got them in there.
how did I not ever catch that clip?
Yep. Yeah, man. It's another good 90s soundtrack, and that's one thing I miss today in movies, man. Soundtracks. We were talking about this
Soundtracks.
with a
We
different
talked
video.
about this when we did The Second Crow.
Yeah, I was like, man, like, what's with the soundtracks? Where is the music? That's the one thing I think that makes movies really timeless as well, is when you get like these great jams on the stuff, whether they become hits or just cult classics. I think that really gives another life to the movie. And obviously, marketing's changed with streaming and things like that. And I've watched a lot of videos of people discussing that in the industry. So I understand why they don't push it as much, but I do wish sometimes people would take advantage of streaming and find a way to pull in people that are getting a lot of play right now and make
Yeah.
something that like kind of could do that, like get a Turnstile or Olivia Rodrigo or someone like that to like really make some kick-ass music for like a movie, because I feel like that just takes things to the next level.
It
But
changes it completely, and that's what makes, like, this movie, that's what made Queen of the Dam, that's what
mhm,
made The Crow, it's what
mhm,
made so many of these movies so freaking great. I'm glad that Tarantino takes his soundtracks seriously.
that's true. But he's from that era, you know what I mean? So I think that's great
He
that
is
we have
also
him
yeah,
still
true.
around. So he kind of carried it over because he's a music junkie, you know what I'm saying? So that's another thing with him. And
Well, I
I think
love
a
that
lot
he
of,
always get I like that he gets involved with the RZA a lot too,
yeah.
with a
Oh,
lot
yeah. I
of
have
his
the Kill Bill soundtrack right here. Like, I love that thing. Absolute chef's kiss, man. But that's the thing, man. Like the music is such a character in this movie. And I love the way that it just plays off the aesthetics so well. Like just with the opening shot and how creative it is with the way that, it's all like zooming and flashing and everything like that. And then you get the whole title card, like just so much creativity with this movie, man. And I just like, I don't want to sound like I'm an unk over here, but it's like I just miss when movies had that kind of creativity to them
I do too.
more
I mean,
often,
like I said, the ones we just talked about, there was Higher Learning, had a great soundtrack. God,
since we
so many
mentioned Tarantino, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir
Pulp
Dogs,
Fiction. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Friday, Dre and freaking Ice Cube collabing again, making some freaking
Well,
jams.
even Cube was even on Higher Learning,
That's true.
the
That's
Higher
true.
Learning soundtrack. That was a great soundtrack because it pulled in all the genres.
Mhm.
Because it pulled
100%.
in stuff from hip hop, from rock, pop, a little bit of everything.
The Godzilla soundtrack did the same thing actually from '98.
Really?
Not a good movie, but really good soundtrack. Unfortunately, they have the Diddler on there, but we won't discuss him too much. But yeah, man, like there's so many great like '90s and '80s soundtracks, like Back to the Future. People are still putting got to go back in time. In episodes of Supernatural, like 30 years later. It's like So, so I do miss when soundtracks were really cool, man. And y'all let us know down in the comments below what's your favorite song off the soundtrack. I don't necessarily have a favorite song, but I always like to
Off
hear
of this one,
on that. Yeah, I know you
off
probably
of
have.
the craft. Oh yeah, Glory Box,
There you
hands
go.
down.
Which I got to go back and listen
Portishead.
to it. That might be my pick as well if I had to pick
What
one. But
what's that? You've never listened to it?
no, I'm saying I have to go back to see if that would be my favorite because I haven't listened to the soundtrack by itself really
Ah,
as much, which I shouldn't. I need to start doing that. But yeah, man, like it's just such a great soundtrack and just the overall vibe and aesthetic of it. And obviously, with it being spooky season, it fits in perfectly with that. So that's another thing I always love about the movie. They don't
absolutely.
ever say it's around Halloween, but it always feels like it is, like in the movie itself.
Yeah.
You just have that fall kind of vibe to it. And the whole LA backdrop and aesthetic to it, I think is really cool. Like, especially when Nancy gets the new house and you kind of get to see the nicer part of LA in the 90s. And then, when you're in Robin Tunney's neighborhood, it kind of has like that more like old time Hollywood kind of vibe to it, kind of like that Pasadena
Mhm.
feel. So I like how you just get.
Pasadena. I was about to say Pasadena, Paloma. Yeah.
And they might have shot there too, so
Feel
maybe
too.
that's what it is. I'm just very aware of that aesthetic, but I just love the aesthetic of the film too, man. Like I really don't get why Andrew Fleming didn't go on to do more stuff, even just in the '90s. Like I don't. What's who is his agent, man? Someone let him down. Somebody let this guy down. I swear, he's 62 years old now. It's pretty crazy. It's
You
pretty
can still do
crazy.
stuff. It's still
Yeah, you
young.
never know. You might have a resurgence. But yeah, man, and and going on with some of the legacy parts of this film too. It did go on to spawn a sequel recently in like
Did it?
2021. Yeah, it was called The Craft Reborn or some dumb shit like that. Let's see here. Let me do a quick Google here.
I don't even remember. I don't even recall that.
The Craft Legacy. There you go. From 2020. Yeah.
And I think there's a craft series out now.
Really?
I believe so.
That's crazy. I didn't even know that. So there we go. We
So I
both
could
just
be
thought each other.
wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. It could have just been something that's taking the name too. But yeah.
That's true. But yeah, dude, like Fairuza Balk is in this freaking sequel apparently from 2021 or
Oh,
2020. And you got
crazy.
David Duchovny, Michelle Monaghan's in it. So I'm like, all
Okay, so
right.
that's got a decent. It's got a decent cast then too. So I'm gonna have to check one. We might have to
Yeah,
check that one out too.
maybe I'll give it a shot. A lot of people were shitting on it, but maybe I'll give it a go. Maybe I'll give it a go. And have you seen Alien Romulus yet? I can't remember if you guys did a reaction to that.
Yeah, we've done them all.
Okay, I thought so. I just wanted to double check. I didn't want to spoil anything for you. But you remember the main girl in there?
Mhm.
Her name's Kaylee Spaney. She's in the Craft sequel as well. So that actually makes me a lot more interested because I loved her in Alien. She was dope as
Yeah,
hell.
great in Alien.
And I haven't seen Civil War yet from this year, but that was really good. And she was also in a movie from 2018, which is one of my most underrated
Oh, are you talking about
thrillers.
the A24 Civil War
Yeah, she was in
with
that too. She
Kirsten
was.
Dunst? I saw that movie. It was a great
Oh,
movie. It was a
sick.
great movie. It was a hard movie to sit through, but it's a great movie.
Oh yeah, no, I don't blame you on that one. But
Yeah,
and
I
I
saw that one
remember.
in the theater. I saw it in the theater, and it was extremely difficult to sit through.
Damn.
I
Hey,
was
shit.
I was extremely stressed out at the end.
Yeah, and I heard it's one of the best films. It was last year or was it
It
this
was
year?
fantastic. It was a fantastic film.
Yeah, I think
But
it was
yeah, but
Alex
it was hard.
Garland did that one. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't
man.
know who directed it, but it was great. It was really done well.
His name's Alex Garland. He actually has done some really good movies. He did Ex Machina. He wrote the
Okay.
scripts for 28 Days Later. So yeah, he's
Okay.
he's been
Yeah, I
working
haven't
for a
seen
minute.
those movies. I haven't seen
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't
any
think
of
you guys
those.
have done those. Those would be some cool ass reactions, dude. For sure, for sure.
We've been getting requests for 28 days.
Yeah, because they got the new ones coming out. Yeah, if you
Yeah.
guys get a chance to catch up on them, like I think you guys are gonna dig them. I think they're all really good. They're all really, really
We've had a lot of zombies lately.
no, yeah, y'all need a palate cleanser, huh?
We've done quite a few zombies. That part about 28 days at least I know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely a different vibe, though. I feel like it would, if you guys are gonna keep doing zombie movies, I feel like that's exactly what you need because it would be like a nice palate cleanser. For sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
the most recent one we put out was Train to Busan.
Oh, shit. Okay. You know what? I have to check that out because that is one of
Oh,
my favorite films ever. I love that movie.
We ugly cry in it.
Yeah, I cried, and I only cried for very
Yeah.
few movies in my life, so that's a very high honor because I'm damn near dead
Yeah,
inside.
yeah, yeah, we were ugly crying on that one.
Fantastic. Oh man.
That's such
You
a
wanna
good movie.
woo. See, that's what I'm saying. Like 28 Days is like not the same exact vibe as that, but it's very different, like very artistic. Like it's definitely like a much different vibe. So I definitely yeah. So get on the Final Girls channel, guys,
Oh,
and put that spam the comments. Let them know 28 days later and 28 years and all that shit.
yeah,
But
that
yeah,
way
man.
that way our producer gods will see it and
Exactly. Pump it up, man. Get it up. Since we're doing Matthew Lillard over here. Get it up. But yeah, man. I mean, is there anything else about the film that we didn't get into that you want to mention or anything at all?
well, there is a few things. I loved watching how the characters their their personality changes because remember these are all
Right.
teenage girls, and
Mhm.
to see them go from like Bonnie in particular. I'm gonna go with Bonnie. When she
Yeah.
loses her, she's this very meek, very mild mannered, very shy
Mhm.
girl. But when she loses the scars, all of a sudden she thinks she's better than everybody else.
Yep. Starts getting into her confidence a little too much and then starts becoming everything
Yeah,
she hated it.
yeah. Instead of staying humble. And you see that. And then I think Rochelle, you see, I don't know, it's like I you just see watch the you watch the girls, their personalities shift.
For sure.
And you start watching them go from the outcasts and the bullies to them becoming like the mean girls.
Exactly, man. Like, and Robin Tunney is Lindsay Lohan. Like she's definitely becomes acclimated to their group.
Yeah,
So yeah, no, that's a great point, man. Like and that's the thing I say with this film, like why like the filmmaking's so good. Like there's real
that
character
was
arcs
really
in here,
good.
you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah. So it's just crazy to watch them go from that to that. The girls that are basically the ones, yeah.
for sure. I always wonder if that's when someone thought that she should do Wild Things when someone saw that. Because I was
Oh,
like,
Neve
because that was a
Campbell,
much
yeah.
yeah, that was a much different vibe. So I was like, I feel like people were like, yeah, she was the good girl in Scream, but check out that Craft movie. I think you guys would see a different thing going on there. She was having hell of a run.
Wild Things is another one I haven't seen all the way through.
It's a good erotic thriller. It's not like I
Yeah.
would say like fantastic, but it's good.
Okay.
Like for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
I know I've seen bits and pieces of it, but
Yeah,
yeah, it's another one I haven't
Matt
sat
Dillon.
completely sat through.
Yeah, like you definitely get why. Like I remember, like people would be like, "Hey, dude, yeah, if you can get that shit snuck out of Blockbuster, dude, get that movie," because little horn dog teenagers over
I
here.
miss my Blockbuster. They turned my Blockbuster into a Starbucks.
Yeah, it's terrible. I remember there was a Blockbuster and Hollywood Video right down the street from each other where I grew up in Chino. And they were both gone, man. Like terrible. And there was a Blockbuster right outside the movies. So it was perfect. You can go see a movie and then you can go rent another movie afterwards.
And go get a movie.
Yeah, like, or get like the previous movie or something like that. Or you're like, oh yeah, or if you watch a remake, I remember sometimes
Go
I'd go
back.
see like a remake and then go rent the original movie. So that was a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
See, that's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I miss video shops. I miss that stuff. I mean,
Well,
it's nice and convenient that we have streaming, but be kind, rewind, kind of miss
exactly.
it.
Yeah, it's very few and far between. There is a video store I just heard about in Burbank, I think.
Oh, really? Well, isn't there
Yeah.
still like one Blockbuster still standing somewhere too?
Yeah, that one's in
Like in
Oregon, I think.
Okay. I was gonna
Yeah.
say I think it's north of here. But yeah,
Yeah, I think it's up there in Oregon. But yeah, you can like rent it out like an Airbnb and stay there overnight and watch movies and shit. So,
that's cool.
yep, it's definitely on my bucket list for sure, dude. Like I used to love it, man. Just perusing the aisles and everything like that. Looking for your new rentals and everything. But
Don't
but
forget to rewind.
yeah, I never did. My dad was always like rewinding that shit. But we kept a few of them too, man. So hey, don't let them know. But we kept a few of them. You know, I kept the Dragon Ball Z
I'm
Broly movie.
telling.
Ah, come on, I don't got bail money. No, imagine. But yeah, man, and it's so yeah. So when it comes to the craft and anything like that, was there anything else that you wanted to mention?
Um, I'll think of all the things after we hit the stop recording button.
I know, huh? It's like you always think about something you forget to say. You're like, damn it.
But no, like I liked watching how they changed. I did I did like the ending of the movie, like when Sarah kind of moved on from the group where and Bonnie and Rochelle still came and looking for her, try
Yep,
to bring her back in. Um, I did think it was unfortunate to see Nancy in a mental home, but it didn't surprise me
not at all. I was
because she
like,
was losing her shit. Yeah, she was losing her marbles. Girl needed therapy.
she was gonna turn into the next big three over here.
Needed therapy and a warm hug.
Yeah, don't hug her right away though. I was like, so snap your neck,
No.
man. Snap your neck. But yeah, man,
No,
I was
she needed somebody to care about her, and I think that was the main thing. She needed somebody to love her, somebody to care about her, somebody. And I think
yeah,
that's you see how her personality, how not having that in her life, how it shaped her.
for sure. And it's definitely that
Yes,
nature versus nurture, you know?
absolutely.
For sure.
So, yeah,
But yeah, man. So I
yeah.
mean,
Hug your friends.
yeah, hold them tight. Let them know you
Tell
care
them
about
that
them,
you love
man.
them. Yeah.
But yeah, man. So I mean, The Craft. It's been almost 30 years. In my opinion, it's the best witch movie. I don't care what anybody says. It's my favorite witch movie. And, really does stay on the test of time. And it's really cool to see, where these actors have gone on to. Some of them went on to even way bigger and better things. Some of them not as much, but it's just really cool to see like how a lot of these talented people came together at the perfect time and place, got put into the perfect roles, and we're just able to make something that really makes people feel something and really can stand the test of time for damn near 30 years now. And
Yeah.
getting an iconic character out of Nancy Downs and Fairuza Balk, it's gonna live on in infamy forever. And like I mentioned up top, man, make sure you guys get in the comments below and engage with us. Let us know your favorite moments from the movie, your favorite characters, and things like that. And if you guys have any of your own, like I always think this would be fun too for some of these older movies as well, is what are your sequel ideas? If they didn't make this other sequel from 2021 or whatever, what would you like to see if they made a craft sequel after this one? Do you want to see Nancy break out and start taking out people? Do you want to see a whole new coven come into the mix and they only bring them in as like advisory roles? I think it'd be pretty fun to see people's kind of pitches in the comments below. So let us know what you would like to see if they ever revisited the craft and tried to do a direct sequel to it and things like that. And let us know your first time seeing the movie. That's what I want to do for every one of these episodes moving forward on the channel. Make sure you let us know when was your first time seeing it, who introduced it to you. You know what I mean? And even if you hate the movie, let us know why you do and let us know the first time you saw it as well. You know what I mean? Because we invite discussion here, whether it's negative or positive, as long as it's respectful. I love to engage with you guys about it. And that's happened sometimes. Like I've had people on like my Kevin Smith movie, I did like a ranking of all the movies and people put in their own rankings and why they thought like this was way better than this. So I love getting into those discussions with you guys. So make sure you do that. Tag me and Steph on social media as well. I'll put her social media links down below. But you want to go ahead and do a plug for the people and let them know about the channel and anything else you got going on?
Yeah, so basically Final Girls with a Z.
A Z.
Uh, or wait, I was this way, right? Or is it this
Yeah.
way?
Either way,
Final Girls. Y'all know what a Z is. So Final Girls with a Z. We can be found on YouTube. If you look up Final Girls. Yeah, we react to horror movies. It's our first time watching them. Where you can watch us get scared. We're a bunch of scream queens.
literally.
Um, yeah, and yeah. pretty girls, horror movies, screaming. I mean, what can go wrong?
Exactly. It's the trifecta of
Exactly.
entertainment.
Um, or you can find us, or you can find us also on Instagram at Final Girls underscore horror. And then you can find me also on Instagram at stephohs, stephohs.
That's right. So make sure you give them a follow. Give Steph a follow. She does all kinds of stuff. She does modeling and makeup design and all that stuff. So she's a very talented lady. So you make sure you check out
Thank
all of her
you.
exploits over there. Of course, of course. And like I said, we got all our social media links down there below. Obviously, we haven't been posting a whole lot recently, but you're going to be seeing an influx of new stuff coming out every week now moving forward. So it's going to be really cool to see where we can grow the channel and what we're going to do here. This is the first of very many retro reviews to come down the line. We're going to have another one coming out the same week this one drops. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. And the best way to do it, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button so the algorithms and the robots get us out there to you and all of that good jazz. And until next time, make sure you stay safe out there during this spooky season. You know what I mean? Make sure you check your kids' candy and all that stuff, man. And until next time, much love. Stay tuned. Don't sleep. And we're going to catch you again real soon, y'all. Deuces.